revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystems.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually, the spiritual prosperity. We happen to hold planet Earth. We all have to coexist together.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness, we can support your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you, and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home, without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive, somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition.
Welcome, dear viewer. So now let's enter into this next segment and understand who is Devi Parashakti. The Dhyana Shloka of Devi Parashakti describes the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon in shining in a vermilion red body, with the triple eyes sporting a crown of rubies, studded with the crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, hand holding a jewel cup brimming with mead, and the other holding a red lotus. I meditate on the great Empress. She is red in color, and her eyes are full of compassion, and she holds the noose, the goad, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as Anima, and she is the self within me. Yes. Devi is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in. Source where the Big Bang and black holes go on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, source energy, source power, from which all of us came, in which all of us are even now, in which all of us are going to merge. Out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. In the words of Devi Parashakti herself, raising in Omkara, expressing as the Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Rimkara, billed as Parashakti, living in the 40 triangles, the Kailasa Swami, who is the Kailasa Tripura Chintamani, Parashakti, sitting as Paramashiva and Parameshwari, who rules the worlds, Paramashakti, Manormani, Meenakshi as Nithyananda. I took Nijavatara here to give good boon to everyone, to bestow all goodness, Hiranya Garbhasvarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Shami, Chandramauli, Rapala, Amar, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayamana, Samraja Lakshmi, Parameshwari, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as the source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence, from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as the three Shaktis, Shakti and Jnana, growing as the four Vedas, expanding as the five Panchabhutas, beyond the six chakras, filled as the Gotras of the seven Rishis, expanding as the 8 directions, existing as the 9 grahas, blossoming as the 10 Indriyas, being as the 11 Rudras. So how can we receive Devi Parashakti? In the words of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism himself, literally you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there in your screen, so always receive her very traditionally. Keep 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin in front of the screen. Watch Devi, and the coin is considered the traditional dakshina. In the Hindu tradition, it can be even the lowest value. In India, it can be even 1 paise. In the US, it can be even 1 cent. Offer that to Devi after the darshan is over. Do namaskar and eat the banana, the betel leaf, and betel nut. Take it as prasadam immediately. Collect the coins and send them to the LA temple. This betel leaf, betel nut may look too small, but in a few days you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really she is there. You will not take the Devi darshan for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous, unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to the powerful cognition. It will break your unconscious behavior. So how can we set up our tambulam? We keep 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin. And offer that to Devi every time you have darshan. Keep it in front of your screen. And you will just see how your relationship with Devi Parashakti grows, how your relationship with Swami grows, and how it deepens your feeling connection with just this one small gesture. So now with this, we'll be entering into the next segment and understanding some of the revelations made by Devi Parashakti for us at this time. As so many of us have been struggling and suffering during this pandemic, during this Pralaya, Devi Parashakti has been continuously manifesting to guide us and bless us, to heal us at this time. So let us look at some of the guidance, revelations that Devi Parashakti has made for us at this time. Now let us understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed about the sacred secrets of Hindu birth. Let us first watch the revelation.
எல்லோர்க்கும் அளிக்கின்றேன், நன்றாய் கேட்டுக்கொள். உன் கேள்விக்கு உன்மூலமாய் உலகெங்கும் இருக்கும் இந்துக்கள் எல்லோர்க்கும் அளிக்கின்றேன் உத்திரம். கேட்டு வாழ்ந்தால் உங்கள் வாழ்க்கை பத்திரம். நன்றாய் கேளுங்கள். பிறப்பின் ரகசியத்தை பிறப்பிலா பெருமை உடைய பரமேஸ்வரி சொல்லுகின்றேன் கேளுங்கள். அண்டஜம், யோனிஜம், ஜலஜம், பீஜம் எனும் 4 விதமான பிறவிகளில் 84,000 யோனிகளில் பிறக்கும் பிறப்புகளிலேயே பெருமை வாய்ந்தும் உத்தமமானதும் மனித பிறவி. அந்த மனித பிறவியிலும் பலமுண்டு. அரசியல், பொருளாதாரம், சுகபோகம், தர்மம், அர்த்தம், காமம் எனும் ஆசைகள், துக்கங்கள், அச்சங்கள் அனைத்திலும் அழன்று உழன்று இனி வேண்டாம் இப்பிறவி, வேண்டுவது மோட்சமே என்று முடிவெடுத்தோர்க்கு மட்டுமே ஹிந்து மத யோனிஜம், ஹிந்து பெற்றோர்க்கு பிறந்திடும் சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம யோனிஜம். மனித பிறவி உத்தமம், சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம மனித பிறவி உத்தமோத்தமம். இந்த உத்தமோத்தம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோருக்கும் ஜீவன் முக்த விஞ்ஞானத்தையும் சனாதன தர்மத்தையும் காக்கின்ற கடமையும் உண்டு. அதனால் வருகின்ற நன்மையெல்லாம் அனுபவிக்கும் உரிமையும் உண்டு. இந்த கடமையை செய்வோம் என்று சத்தியம் செய்ததனால்தான் அந்த உரிமை அளிக்கப்பட்டது. பூமிக்கு வந்தபின் மனம் மயங்கி மதிமயங்கி சனாதன தர்மம் காக்க மறந்ததனால் மாயை அவர்கள் உயிரை பறிக்கின்றாள். நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உயிரை கொடுத்தாலும் தர்மத்தை காப்போம் என்று உறுதி எடுத்தவர்க்கே சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம யோனிஜம் அளிக்கின்றேன் யான். உடல் பெற்ற பிறகு ஊழிப் பெருவலியால் ஆசை அச்சங்களை உதறவிடாது, உதறியும் விடாது சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்தோரை உயிர் வாழத் தகுதியில்லாதவர் பட்டியலில் உடனடியாய் மாயை சேர்க்கின்றாள். அதனால் ராட்சசர்களும் அசுரர்களும் தானாகவே இவர்கள் உயிரை எடுக்கின்றார். நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உயிரை கொடுத்தாலும் தர்மம் காப்போம் என்று நிற்பவர்க்கு நிலைத்திடும் வீரஸ்வர்க்கமும் எக்காரணம் கொண்டும் ஆக்க மறந்த உத்தமோத்தம ஜனனமான சனாதன ஹிந்து ஜனனம் பெற்ற மக்களுக்கு இல்லை வேறு கதி. சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம மனித ஜனனம் உத்தமோத்தம மனித ஜனனம். உங்கள் உரிமை உலகில் அதிகம், உங்களுக்கு கடமையும் உலகில் பெரிது. தர்மம் காத்தாலே கடமை, தர்மம் காக்காதார்க்கு உயிர் வாழும் உரிமை இல்லை. நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உத்தமோத்தம பிறவியான சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோரும் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உங்கள் வாழ்வின் முதற்கடமை தர்மம் காத்தல். தர்மம் காக்க தர்மம் உங்களை காக்கும். சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்திட்டால் வாழும் உரிமையை நீங்கள் இழந்து விடுகின்றீர்கள். அதற்கு மேல் வாழ்ந்தென்ன அழிந்தென்ன? பூமிக்கு பாரம் குறையட்டும் என்று அசுரர்களும் ராட்சதர்களும் உங்களை உண்டு தீர்க்கின்றார்கள். அதையும் மாயை கண்டு சும்மாவிருப்பாள். பிரபஞ்ச ரகசியத்தை, பிறவியின் ரகசியத்தை உலகிற்கெல்லாம் உத்தரமாய்ச் சொல்லிவிட்டேன். புரிந்து வாழ்வில் நடந்து உயிரை பத்திரமாய் பார்த்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். அன்னை சொல்லும் அருள் சத்தியம் இது. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
So let us look at Devi Parashakti's revelations mapped into English. Let us understand what Devi has revealed mapped into English. Listen, Andajam, Yonijam, Jalajam, Yijam, like this in 4 types of birth, in 84 lakh yonis. In all these births, the most greatest birth of them all is a human birth. Even in that human birth, being born and toiled many times, after getting burnt and toiled in politics, in finance, in luxuries, in dharma, artha, kama. And those who decide of not wanting this birth, wanting only moksha, only those will have the Hindu Dharma Yonijam. That's not the Hindu Dharma Yonijam of being born to Hindu parents. Human birth is Uttamam, the best, and Sanatana Hindu Dharma human birth is Uttamottamam, the best of the best. Everyone who took this Uttamottama birth has the responsibility of protecting the science of living enlightenment and Sanatana Dharma. And also they have the right of experiencing its benefits. This right was given to them because of their commitment, given by them to do this responsibility. After getting mentally deluded and forgetting the Dharma, protecting Sanatana Dharma, Maya, she is taking away all of their souls. Understand carefully. I am giving the Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam only for those who gave the commitment of protecting Sanatana Dharma, even by giving their life. Sorry for the technical glitch. We'll be right back with those slides. Sanatana Hindu Dharma, human birth is Uttamottama human birth. Your rights in this world are immense. Also, your responsibility in this world is large. Those who do not protect Dharma, they do not have the right to live. Understand properly. All those who took the Uttamottama birth, which is Sanatana Hindu birth, all of you understand. The first responsibility of your life is protecting Dharma. If you protect Dharma, Dharma will protect you. If you forget to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, you lose the right of living. After that, what bothers whether you live or get destroyed? Asuras and Rakshasas will eat you so that the burden on earth is reduced. Seeing that, Maya, she will keep quiet. So as Devi revealed, it is the responsibility of Hindus to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma. That is why we were given this birth, Sanatana Hindu birth. And it is our responsibility to protect it, and even with giving our life. So how can we protect Sanatana Dharma? only through a Hindu nation, building a Hindu nation, that we can protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Hinduism represents yet the world's most ancient yet progressive indigenous spiritual tradition. It is an open framework model of civilization that stands for peace, vegetarianism, nonviolence, yoga, worship of nature, temple-based living, and manifesting spiritual powers and the inherent divinity of every human being, every being. And the Hindu nations were ecosystems where more and more enlightened beings could be produced, so that enlightened civilization could be kept alive and its great gifts shared with the world. Sorry for the technical glitch. So that Hinduism represents the world's most ancient yet progressive indigenous spiritual tradition. It is an open framework model of civilization that stands for global peace, vegetarianism, nonviolence, yoga, worship of nature, temple-based living, manifesting spiritual powers, and the inherent divinity of every being. So let us now look at some of the references of our great Hindu nations from our Hindu scriptures. The Ramaraja, which was the nation ruled by Bhagavan Rama, was described in the Valmiki Ramayana. There were no widows to lament, nor there were any danger from wild animals, nor any fear born of diseases. The world was bereft of thieves and robberies. No one felt worthless, nor did old people perform obsequies concerning youngsters. Every creature felt pleased. Everyone was intent on virtue, turning their eyes towards Rama alone. Creatures did not kill one another. People survived for thousands of years with thousands of their progeny, all free of illness and grief. The trees there were bearing flowers and fruits regularly, without any injury by pests and insects. The clouds were raining in time, and the wind was delightful to the touch. Every caste was performing their own duties, satisfied with their own work and bereft of any greed. People were intent on virtue and lived without telling lies. All the people were endowed with excellent characteristics. All were engaged in virtue. And the Hastinapur kingdom, ruled by Yudhishthira, was described in the Srimad Mahabharata. Devas granted rain to fulfill all wants. The world became free of all diseases. There was no hunger or thirst anywhere. There was no mental suffering. Those without livelihood were given livelihood. There was abundance all around. There was no worldly worries left for anyone, and there was no cause for fear either. Happiness on earth was in fact even greater than in the heavens. And the Hindu nations contributed so much to the world in every single field: enlightenment, health, medicine, art, science, aviation, dance and music, clothes and jewelry, social systems, judicial systems, political systems, legal systems, technology. Every single field, Hinduism and Hindu nations gave a huge breakthrough to. So let us now understand how our Hindu nations were destroyed. So the first phase of the destruction of the Hindu civilization came with the Islamic invasions between 800 and 1700 AD. This was the physical destruction of the Hindu civilization. And Will Durant has described that the Mohammedan conquest of India is probably the bloodiest story in history. The Islamic historians and scholars have recorded with great glee and pride the slaughters of Hindus, the forced conversions, the abduction of Hindu women, and the law prescribed for Hindus, conveyed by Khilji, is also described here. It states, Hindus are like mud. If silver is demanded from them, they must with greatest humility offer gold. If a Mohammedan desires to spit into a Hindu's mouth, the Hindu should open it wide for that purpose. God created Hindus to be slaves for the Mohammedans. The Prophet hath ordained that if Hindus do not accept technical glitch. So So we'll be understanding in this segment about the three-phase destruction of the Hindu civilization. As we all know, over the course of 1,000 years, the Hindu civilization has been completely destroyed, such that where we had 56 nations, 56 deshas, we have none now other than Kailasa. And even most recently, Nepal, in the past 2 decades, has also become a so-called secular nation. Let us understand how our Hindu nations were destroyed over the course of 1,000 years with various invasions and destruction of the Hindu civilization. So as we stated, the first phase was the Islamic invasion. This was the physical destruction of the Hindu civilization. And in Khilji, the Islamic law prescribed for Hindus conveyed by Khilji was described. So the Islamic law prescribed by we can go to the Islamic invasion. So the Islamic law prescribed for Hindus we can go to the Islamic invasion. So the Islamic law prescribed for Hindus as conveyed by Khilji describes that the Prophet hath ordained that if the Hindus do not accept Islam, they should be imprisoned, tortured, and finally put to death, and their property confiscated. To keep Hindus in abasement is especially a religious duty, as they are the most inveterate enemies of the Prophet. You can see in these descriptions how barbaric, how savage the Islamic invasions were upon India. It was physically brutal and completely destroyed physically the Hindu civilization. And during the Islamic invasions, over 200 million Hindus were slaughtered by the Islamic invaders. Over 100,000 temples were destroyed, and over 1 million deities and sculptures were destroyed. And it is described that the conquering armies burnt villages, devastated the land, plundered people's wealth, took Brahmins and children and women of all classes captive, flagged them with thongs of raw hide, carried a moving prison with them, and converted prisoners into obsequious Turks. So over the course of the Islamic invasion, millions and millions of Hindus were slaughtered at the brutal hands of the invaders. The next phase of the destruction of the Hindu civilization was the British occupation. This was not as physically brutal, but it destroyed the very backbone of India, what Hindus were built on, the Gurukul system. And this was between 1700 and 1947 AD. This was the economic and psychological destruction of the Hindu civilization. So despite the British occupation not being as physically brutal, it caused so much of the British exploited the Hindus and completely annihilated the economy and the psychology of Hindus. Wildebrand has described that I have seen a great people starving to death before my eyes, and I am convinced that this exhaustion and starvation are due not, as their beneficiaries claim, to overpopulation and superstition, but to the most sordid and criminal exploitation of one nation by another in all recorded history. So you can see in this photo one of the most brutal famines in history, the Bengal famine, which was an artificial famine imposed by the British. And during the British occupation, the British Empire used all possible means to destroy the Hindu civil and cultural institutions in order to delegitimize and demoralize the indigenous people of India so that they would become slaves in their own homeland. This included discriminatory laws to instill feelings of racial inferiority engineering artificial famines to starve natives into submission, annexing the Hindu kingdom to undermine native rule, mistranslating the Hindu scriptures to instill anti-Hindu narratives, and destroying the indigenous Gurukul education system, which was, again, the backbone of India, and destroying the local industries and forcing importation of British goods, and finally banning Indians from owning or producing their own firearms. And over the course of the British occupation, the British looted $45 trillion from India, and over 45 million Hindus were put to death due to artificial famine and imposed poverty, and over 680 native kingdoms were usurped by the British Raj. And Sashi Tharoor of the Indian Parliament has described the British came to one of the richest countries of the world. Over 200 years of exploitation, looting, and destruction have reduced it to a poster child of third world poverty. And the third phase of the destruction of the Hindu civilization was the secularization of India. This happened after the British left India and India became an independent nation, and was between 1910. This has been ruled by brown faces, British attitudes and policies towards Hindus. And Nehru, who is the first Prime Minister of India, has described what a disgusting, savage people we are. Politics, progress, socialism, communism, science, where are they before this black religious savagery? India can never be a Hindu republic. And B.R. Ambedkar, the first law minister and principal architect of the Indian Constitution, has described that if Hindu Raj does become a fact, it will no doubt be the greatest calamity for this country. No matter what the Hindus say, Hinduism is a menace to liberty, equality, and fraternity. It is incompatible with democracy. Hindu Raj must be prevented at any cost. So you can see both of these are two of the most important leaders in the free nation, the free India, and yet they had clearly a very anti-Hindu agenda, despite it being a secular nation. And you can see that the ecosystem environment after the invasions and, of course, the secularization of India has become completely anti-Hindu. And the modern Indian legal system, academia, and media all systematically undermine, suppress, and delegitimize Hindu institutions and culture. This includes through the Indian Constitution establishing government control over taxation over Hindu temples, schools, and other institutions, while other religions are free from this interference. And Articles 26 through 30 of the Indian Constitution discriminates against Hindus by giving special rights and benefits to non-Hindus. This includes government benefits and scholarships. And Hindu kingdoms and self-governance has been completely abolished. Anti-superstition laws have been passed to criminalize Hindu practices, and mainstream Indian academia describes Hindus as sexist. Mainstream Indian academia have described Hindus as sexist, racist, backwards, and oppressors, and the media narratives also portray the same in Bollywood and TV. And media narratives have been used to stereotype and demoralize Hindus. The Bollywood and other mainstream media outlets consistently portray Hindu gods and gurus as cartoonish, dishonest, corrupt sex fiends in a manner that is similar to imperial propaganda. The media narratives are used to shape human consciousness and further political agenda. The racist British colonial stereotypes portraying Hindus as superstitious, backwards, dishonest, and corrupt are perpetuated by their brown British successors in modern day India, completely unabated. And you can see some of the examples of how Hindus are portrayed in mainstream media. So now let us look at the revival of the Hindu nation. So the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has revealed the vision for the Hindu civilization. And he describes, during the time of the Mahabharata, we Hindus had 56 deshas, 200 states, 1,700 samsthanas, 10,000 sampradayas. In all 56, we Hindus are persecuted. Now we have lost all of the 56. The last one to fall was Nepal. I am the collective voice of all the persecuted Hindus. I will revive and rebuild a Hindu nation built on the Vedagamic principles as a refuge for all practicing and aspiring Hindus, a safe haven for all persecuted Hindus. So what is Kailasa? This revival of Kailasa, the Hindu nation, is for reviving this whole life of enlightened civilization and all the great things it has to offer to the world, bringing legitimacy to all the offerings Sanatana Hindu Dharma has and sharing it with the whole world is the purpose of this Kailasa, the Hindu nation. And as Devi Parashakti is described, it is the responsibility of Hindus to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and it is only through the revival of Kailasa when this truly happens. Kailasa is the revival of the cosmic constitution. Kailasa is the model nation of how enlightened civilization should be living and administered. Politics, judiciary, education will be revived as per Paramashiva revealed in the Vedagamas, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma scripture. Hinduism represents the most persecuted, being one of the most persecuted civilizations. Hinduism is on the brink of extinction, such that the next generation may know about Hinduism only through our history books. What can we do to stand up for Hindu civilization and all that it has offered to the world? What can we do to protect Sanatana Dharma, to take the responsibility that we have committed to when we have been given this birth of Hindu birth? Today, Hinduism is a political orphan. The preservation and restoration of Hinduism's spiritual and cultural heritage is impossible without a national identity. So what can we do to save Hinduism? What can we do to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma and all the great gifts it has to offer to the world? technical glitch. Go back to the previous slide. Speaking the previous slide, please. Sorry for the glitch. So we can go back to the previous slide. Go back to the previous slide, please. So Hindus all over the world need to understand that Hinduism is responsible for our successful life. Hindus are among the richest and most successful ethnic communities in the world. It is the Hindu scriptures, the Hindu lifestyle, our enlightened masters that are responsible for this. Our Hindu thought currents are responsible for this. And for example, in the Hindustan Times, it's been reported that Hindus are the most educated religious group in the US, according to Pew Study report. We can continue. Next slide, please. So let us all reclaim our Hindu identity. It is not just the anti-Hindu elements being active, it is the responsible Hindus being inactive that is responsible for this whole destruction of Hinduism. Let us now take the responsible Hindus all over the world, reclaim our Hindu identity. As they be revealed, we were given this Hindu birth because we have taken up the responsibility. We've committed to protect Hinduism. So let us understand what is the responsibility. It is the responsibility of Hindus to revive this enlightened civilization again and again and give all the gifts of the enlightened civilization to humanity. The revival of the enlightened civilization, the Kailasa, the Hindu nation, is the survival need of humanity. So this is an invitation to all of the Hindus out there, those who are born Hindus, practicing Hindus, those who are sympathetic towards Hinduism, those who are curious about Hinduism, those who want to explore and enjoy Hinduism. Please come and be a part of this revival of Kailasa, the only Hindu civilization, the only Hindu nation. So you can sign up to become a part of Kailasa by visiting kailasa.org and signing up to be an e-citizen of Kailasa. Be a part of this revival. Be a part of standing up for Hinduism and take responsibility for the commitment that you have given to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma. So now let us watch a short video on what the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has revealed about Kailasa and the need for Kailasa.
contribution. Hinduism, Veda Agamas have great things to contribute to the world. Like the great power manifestation science, the ancient culture and arts, the ancient lifestyle truths, the ancient medical practices and medicinal knowledge, the ancient indigenous cultural heritage and jewelry, perfume, dance, music. In every level, Hinduism has so much to contribute. Veda Agamic traditions have so much to contribute. To share all this with the world, to contribute to the world. Hindus need to tell the world what they are contributing in every level. The brand of Hinduism itself is enriching and empowering and enlightening. Hinduism is all about enlightening the world. Empowering, enlightening, enriching the world. Contributing. That is our spiritual life. That is our spiritual strength. That is our spiritual core principle. O humanity, I request you with folded hands, some one corner of the world, if you just give me few hundred acres, I will keep this whole science alive. Leave it for the whole humanity freely. Fortunately, Paramashiva has given me the power to decode all this Hindu medicinal system, Hindu judiciary system, Hindu social law and order system, Hindu power manifestation system, Hindu mental sciences system, Hindu yogic sciences, the sciences of Hindu biology, Hindu physics, Hindu psychology, Hindu physiology, Hindu chemistry, all this Paramashiva has given me the power to decode. Whatever the remaining scriptures are available with the humanity, Paramashiva has blessed me, and I have collected, not only I have collected and organized, I can decode. This whole science can be kept alive in any one corner of the world. Just few hundred acres are given for me to live peacefully and exist peacefully. I can store this whole thing alive and contribute it to humanity. Humanity can become better and better and better. I can make the planet Earth so much better place to live. I am here to contribute, and I will continue to contribute. As long as I am allowed to live, I will contribute. I have collected all the remaining available scriptures, maybe 2 crore books. 2 crore means 20 million, I think, books on Hindu physics, Hindu chemistry, Hindu biology, Hindu physiology, Hindu psychology, Hindu law and art system, the power manifestation sciences of Hinduism, yogic sciences of Hinduism, I have collected, and Paramashiva has given me the blessings and power to decode. I have decoded and continuing to decode them. If the humanity, somebody is kind enough to give me few hundred acres in one corner of the world and let me live peacefully, I can keep all the scriptures there and go on sharing with the world, revealing these whole sciences to the world, and go on contributing. I don't need anything other than one cup of curd rice every day. That's all. A cup of curd rice per day over. I can go on be giving this to the world. I can add to the world. I can make the world better place to live. That's all I have to say. Thousands of medicines are described detail in ancient Siddha and Ayurvedic scriptures. Paramashiva has given me the power to decode them, read them, and properly translate and map them to the modern day human language. And I am ready to work 20 hours a day. I just need few hundred acres where I can sit peacefully and keep this library, run a Gurukul where thousands of people can learn this and share it with the world. Understand? I am only interested in contributing. If we can decode all this great knowledge, whole world can prosper from this knowledge. Whole world can enjoy from this knowledge. If I prosper, I will only create a university. I will not create anything else. If the Hindus prosper, they will only create education institutions. Because Hinduism is all about giving, contributing. If I prosper, I'll create university, that's all. Kailasa is all about university to decode the ancient sciences and share with the world. Understand? Every day I am sitting and going on decoding, writing notes on my books and writing details on my books. Whether it is making human beings manifest powers, and I have also now started downloading and decoding the science of making animals manifest powers. Whether making people manifest powers or healing, in every level, life is all about contribution.
Now that we've understood why we need Kailasa, the only Hindu nation, you can go ahead and sign up to become an e-citizen of Kailasa and become this revival, making my part of protecting Sanatana development, as Devi reveals, that is the responsibility that we have been given when we have taken this new birth. Now, with this, we will be concluding this portion of the program, and we'll be entering into the next segment, the offering segment. So, in this segment, we'll be understanding how we can offer our love and gratitude to Devi Parashakti for manifesting in our lives. As we all know, Devi has been continuously guiding us and blessing us, has been continuously with us during this pandemic, during this Kalaya. So if you want to offer your love and devotion to Devi Parashakti, you are most welcome to stay for this next segment and understand how you can offer your love and gratitude to the Divine Cosmic Mother.
Nithyananda, and welcome back to this segment where we'll be learning more about the various offerings to Devi Parashakti, the traditional offerings that we can offer to Devi Parashakti as we get ready to receive her darshan and blessings today. Nithyananda, we apologize for the technical glitch. Now we'll be moving into the segment where we'll be learning about the traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti. And in the Hindu tradition, it is customary to prepare ourselves to receive the darshan of the divine, of Guru. When we go to a temple, we always make a token offering of our gratitude, love and devotion to open ourselves to receiving the best from the divine, to receive the showering of the auspicious blessings from the divine. And this tradition of offering is a pure gift of love, devotion, and oneness. And when the divine accepts one offers, the offering becomes complete. The offerings are not made out of fear or greed. And when an avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela, laid out only for the purpose of enlightenment. So let us look at the various traditional offerings that we can offer to Devi Parashakti today. And as we get ready to make our traditional offerings, let us also contemplate on the beauty and splendor of Devi Parashakti as described in the Dhyana Shloka. This Dhyana Shloka is from Moola Agama Manonmani Dhyana. It describes Devi. इन्दुनिभवेदकरवह्निनयनं स्यात् पङ्कजवराभयजपाक्षरसरयुक्तम् अङ्गहिमभूषणविचित्रवसनं स्यात् तुङ्गमकुटोज्ज्वलमनोन्मणिस्वरूपम्. The translation of this verse, it says, Moon-like face holding Veda books on hand, fire in eyes, with lotus flower, gracing in blessing hands, in one hand with Japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments and wonderful clothes and shining crown. Her name is Manonmani. And another verse describes Devi Parashakti. This verse says, ध्यायेत् देवीं त्रिनेत्रां शशिनिभवदनां वेदहस्तां दधानां सव्ये पद्मां वरदमपरे चाभयं चाक्षमालां दिव्यैराभरणैर्विभूषिततनुं ब्रह्मादिभिः पूजितां देवीमेव मनोन्मणीं प्रतिदिनं कामार्थदात्रीं शुभाम्. Translation of this verse, it says, I meditate on Devi with 3 eyes, glowing like a moon and holding the Veda lotus and gracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. And in the Hindu tradition, the divine element of gold is used in abundance in all of our rituals and worship and offerings to the divine. So let us look at the Shastra Pramana, the scriptural reference, this verse from the Atharva Veda, which describes the significance of the divine element of gold. Tredhajutam janmanedam hiranyam agmerekam priyatamam babhuva somasyaikyam insitasya parapatata apamekam vedasam veta ahutatte hiranyam trivida. The translation for this verse. Triply born by birth is this gold. From the atoms of Agni is one. It becomes dearest from the Soma when it was heard. One that called the seed of virtuous and powerful Apa, the watery molecules. Let that triple gold be for your long life. The gold is a divine element in the Hindu tradition. It purifies anything it touches. It is an element of great spiritual significance and spiritual power of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears it and in anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. Gold is present in all the scriptures in the Agamas, Vedas, Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, Puranas. In all the Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and purest metal which purifies our being in the Hindu civilization. Everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Ritual fees were offered in gold bricks. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. Kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold. The streets would have huge hallways made of gold. Horses and cows were dressed in gold. The Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of rivers of gold. The Indus River was called Hiranmaya, the river of gold in Rigveda. The river Saraswati was called Hiranyavartini in Atharva Veda. Gold is the supreme element for offering gifts to the ones you love and revere. Temples are constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold and decked and adorned in gold because it preserves the enlightenment energy for thousands of years and it lasts forever. And let us now look at the various traditional offerings that we can make to Devi Parashakti. And Devi Parashakti is described as Bhakti Priya, the one who is fond of true devotion. So any offering that we make to offer to Devi with our love and devotion, she blesses and showers her compassion and grace on us at all times. So the first offering is the E-Hundi offering, which is similar to the Hundi offerings in any temple. When we visit the temple for the darshan of the divine, we offer our total gratitude in the Hundi. Similarly, you can make the E-Hundi offerings in multiple currencies and any amount as you would wish to offer. And this verse describes Devi's love for true devotion. Let us look at this verse. Bhakti Priya Bhakti Gamya Bhakti Vashya Bhayapaha Shambhavi Sharadaradhya Sharvani Sharmadaini. The translation to this verse. It says Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion and she removes all fear. If there is any fear in the minds of the devotee, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. Here it is meant the autumn of our lives. When thoughts turn more and more inwards, the role of the divine is known and understood clearly. The need for Devi worship then becomes stronger. Shambhavi is the consort of Shambhu, Lord Shiva. Sharadaradhya is the one who is worshipped by Devi Sharada, Devi Saraswati herself. Sharvani is the wife of Lord Shiva. The Linga Purana says Lord Shiva is called Sharva in his earth form. Sharmadaini is Devi who bestows happiness on devotees, and you can offer your gratitude, your kanika to Devi Parashakti through the E-Hundi offerings and be blessed with the grace and compassion of Devi Parashakti in your lives. So you can make the offering of the E-Hundi on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sankalpa chanting. And this verse from Devi Mahatmya, chapter 12, verse 34, describes Devi Parashakti. It says, Tayai tanmogyate vishwam shaiva vishwam prasuyate saya chittaja vijanam tushtat prutham prayaschati. The translation of this verse, it says, the goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess being prayed without interest in anything gives that knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. And you can make the offering of the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution, and be blessed with the fruition of all the desires and wishes that you yearn for. You can make this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasa. Devi is described as the one who likes the repetition of her various names, as she's described as Nama Parayana Prita in Lalita Sahasranama. And this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin, inscribed with each coin inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. This is a very special and unique archana offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. And you can make this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu inscribed with each of the 1008 names of Devi Parashakti, and be blessed to imbibe the very divine qualities, the Ananta Kalyana Gunas of Devi Parashakti herself, as described through her various sacred names. So you can make this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin, inscribed with each of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. You can make this offering in 3 different denominations, and you can offer any number of coins as you would wish to offer. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl. Devi is described in various verses as the one who is adorned with pearls and jewels. Let us look at this one verse which describes Devi Parashakti's beauty, that she is adorned with pearls and jewels. This verse says, Muktahara lasat kirita ruchiram punendu vakra prabham Shinjannupura kinkini manidharam padma prabhabhasuram Sarvabhita palapradam girisutam vani rama sevitam Meenakshim pranatosmi santatamaham karunyavaram nidhin. The translation of this verse: I bow to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls, and the face, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddesses Vani and Rama. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. And we can make this offering of the pearl finger ring and receive the blessings to be showered with the compassion and pure love of Devi Parashakti in all of your business endeavors. So you can make this offering of the Mukta, the gold finger ring with pearl, on the website www.kailasamailer.com/save us, and you can make this offering in 3 different sizes. The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower. And in the Kamika Agama, this verse describes one of the many significance of the lotus flower in the rituals and worship of the divine in the Hindu tradition. So let us look at this verse from the Kamika Agama. It says, Ashtavidyeshwaropeta kumbhavarana samyutam सर्वे ससूत्र वस्त्राध्या हेम पंकजभूषिताः सपिधनस्य पुरच्चश्च पक्वबिल्वफलप्रभा स्नपनध्याय संसिद्धा प्रमाणेन समन्विताः. The translation of this verse, it says, all the kalashas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with new cloth. They should be adorned with the lotus flower made of gold. And there are hundreds of scriptural references in the tradition to using the lotus in the worship of Paramashiva. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate, involving the consecration of deities of worship or meditating on the mudras and asanas used during worship, involves the lotus flower, the lotus leaf, the lotus pericarp, the lotus petals. The lotus is a divine flower in the tradition. Shakti of Paramashiva is also called a lotus. The base of the Paramashiva linga is a lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also considered a lotus, one who is about to bloom. And you can make this offering of the gold lotus in any of the 3 different sizes as you would wish to offer, and be blessed to have the state, space, powers, and being of Devi Parashakti in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situations of life. The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarnamekti, the gold touring. And this verse from Saundarya Lahari describes the beauty of Devi Parashakti's sacred lotus feet. Nakadhijiti sanchanna namajjanatamo guna padadvaya prabhajala parakrita saroruha. The translation for this verse, it says, "You whose brightness from the toenails destroy the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet. You whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower too." And you can make this offering of the Swarnamekti, the gold touring to Devi Parashakti, to adorn her sacred lotus feet and to be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings in even the most difficult aspects of life. So you can make this offering of the Swarnamekti on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry. Devi is described as Sudasharabhivarshini, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara. That is she who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. And the Swarna Mangtika represents the nectar overflowing from the Sahasrara Chakra, which is fully opened with the sacred sentiment of gratitude. And you can make this offering of the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry, to Devi Parashakti, and receive the blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion. And you can website www.kailasamailer.com/seva. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. This is the traditional offering of gratitude from disciple to Guru. And in this verse from Saundarya Lahari, this verse describes the grace of Devi Parashakti, the grace of bowing down to Devi Parashakti's feet. It says, "The illumining splendor of Devi's toenails dispel the darkness of ignorance in the devotees prostrating at her feet defeat the lotus in beauty." And it further states, "The nails that have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings who always prostrate before Devi, their tamoguna, the tamas which is indicative of the ignorance in the minds of the devotees, is removed by constantly prostrating before Devi, and they attain the ultimate knowledge." So you can make this offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja to the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti, Nijavatara, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, and be blessed with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhana, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam. You can make this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Vastra Seva, the offering of the sacred cloth, which blesses the devotee with the continued protection and blessings during all phases of life. You can make this offering of the Vastra Seva and be blessed with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti and Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhana, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam. You can make this offering of the Vastra Seva, the sacred cloth, on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. So here's a summary of the various offerings that can be made to Devi Parashakti today, the traditional offerings that can be made on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. The first offering is the e-Hindi offerings, which can be made in any amount and in multiple currencies. The next we have the Sankalpa chanting, which is the offering of the conscious resolution. We also have the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasa, the pure gold coin inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti, each coin inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. And you can make this offering in 3 different denominations and offer as many coins as you wish to offer. Next is the Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, and this offering can be made in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, can be offered in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Metti, the gold toe ring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. This offering can be made on the website also. The Swarna Mantika, the gold hairline jewelry, which represents the overflowing nectar of gratitude from the Sahasrara Chakra. And the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which is the ritualistic offering of gratitude from disciple to Guru. And the Vastra Seva, which is the offering of the sacred cloth to Devi Parashakti. All of these offerings can be made on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And let us now look at the website where we can make all of these traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti. We get ready to receive her darshan and blessings today. So here you can see the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas, and you can make all of your traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti by clicking on the links on step 2 for the e-Hindi or for the offering of the traditional ornaments and sevas. And if you would like to make an intention to make an offering and would like to receive the blessings of Devi Parashakti, to manifest your intention into reality, you can fill out the form on step 1. And once you've made your traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti, you can also fill out the Sankalpa details for yourself and your family members. So, Sankalpa is the conscious resolution that you make along with your names and the names of your family members. So, you can fill out the details of the Sankalpa in the form on step 3. So here we have the e-Hindi offerings, which can be offered in multiple currencies: US dollars, Australian dollars, New Zealand dollars, Canadian dollars, euros, Indian rupees, Singaporean dollars, Malaysian ringgits, Great Britain pound, and the Chinese yen. And you can make this offering in any amount of your choice. And the next we have the traditional offerings of ornaments and sevas to Devi Parashakti, where you can make the offering of the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution, the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasa, which is the pure gold coin inscribed with the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. This offering can be made in 3 different denominations and any number of coins. The Mukta Anguti, which is the gold finger ring embedded with pearl. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, which is the gold lotus flower, which can also be offered in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Metti, which is the gold flooring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. The Swarna Mantika, which is the gold hairline jewelry representing the overflowing nectar of gratitude from the Sahasrara Chakra. The Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the traditional and ritualistic offering of gratitude from the disciple to Guru. In the Vastra Seva, the offering of the sacred cloth to Devi Parashakti. All of these traditional offerings and sevas and any other traditional offerings and sevas that you wish to offer can be made on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And with that, now we'll continue with the next segments of this program, where we'll be learning more about Devi Parashakti and the various facilities being made available to all of the disciples, to all of the devotees and to humanity at large, for the well-being of the whole of humanity during these times of pandemic, as guided by the Supreme Pontifical himself, and these various facilities being made available at the de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa. So let us now get ready for the next segments and prepare ourselves to receive the darshan and blessings of Devi Parashakti.
Thank you, Ma Amrita.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nithyanandam, everyone. Welcome back to this segment, de facto